Hey, YouTube world, and a good happy morning to you. Now, yesterday I discussed with you buying that after the holiday candy because we all love that after the holiday candy because it's always on sale. So if you did like I did and you ran out and you got that after Valentine's Day candy sale, if you grabbed all the 14-cent candy and all the 32-cent candy and all the 79-cent candy you could find, like I did, then you want to know how to enjoy that candy and not enjoy those extra pounds. And that's what I promised you yesterday that I would tell you in today's video. And so I'm going to tell you that. But first I have to make this disclaimer so I'm not sued later on. I'm not a professional anything. So what I tell you is just from personal experience. I am not a licensed doctor, physical therapist. I'm not a licensed nothing. My advice is not professional anything. So don't try to sue me later if it doesn't work for you. This is what worked for me. And it took me about a year to reach my goal. Now, I used to be close to 300 or right at 300 pounds. I can't tell you exactly because by the time I actually did weigh myself, I weighed in at 215 pounds. And I had been losing weight for about 6 months prior to that initial weigh-in. And so I believe I was probably right at 300 pounds or right about 310. But anyway, it took me about a year to lose the weight that I did. And I ended up losing about 110 pounds that I could verify. So I went from 210 pounds down to 120. So now I fluctuate now, like I have in the last year, between 120 and 125. So my overall weight loss was 110. And this morning I weighed in at 120. So if you're interested in learning how to burn off those extra calories, and again, I'm not a physical fitness, I'm not a licensed blah, blah, and blah. I'm not licensed. But what I found worked for me was just constant moving. Now, constant moving, I do know, I will say this, will burn calories. It will not build muscle. So if you're looking, if you're looking to burn calories and build muscle, then you have to go get professional advice for that. And I would advise anyone who is going on a weight loss adventure or a weight loss journey, I would advise you to seek the advice of your doctor, because if you happen to be diabetic, or if you happen to have heart issues or blood issues or any kind of medical issues, you want to do that healthily, and you want to seek the advice of your doctor and maybe a nutritionist, and you might need a physical therapist and all that. So with that said, here's what basically worked for me, was just constant motion. Now, in the very beginning, I did cut a lot of things out of my diet. And then after I lost the weight and learned how to keep it off, which, like I said, is constant motion, then I did reintroduce things. But here's the thing. If you're going to reintroduce things, you have to reintroduce them in portion size. So getting back to the candy, if you ran out and grabbed all the candy in the world that you possibly could get your hands on with the after Valentine's Day sale, like I did, then what you want to do is you want to portion them. If you bought the little hearts with the little pieces of candy in them, it's okay to have one a day. That's all you need is one. You don't need 2, you don't need 4, you don't need the whole box. One a day. And I'm saying one piece of candy a day. I'm not saying one candy, one cookie, one chocolate bar, one. No. Don't do that. You either want the one cookie or the one chocolate bar, or the one piece of candy. It's or. It's not both. It's not and. It's not, let's have this and that. No. It is, it is one or the other. It's never both. Now, if you're going to have things that cause you to have weight issues, then like I said, only have one. You definitely want to change your milks. You want to go from whole milk to skim milk, which is a fat-free milk, and you only need 1 glass a day, unless your doctor tells you otherwise. So, again, like I said, this is what works for me. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not giving dietary advice. I'm telling you exactly what worked for me, and discuss that with your doctor and see if it'll work for you. Don't run out and do what I did, because what I did worked for me may not work for you. But a lot of times during the day, I will have like 1 piece of candy a day, or I will have like a small piece of cake, or I've even discovered these Jellos, and I love them. They are sugar-free Jellos in the little cups. They are 10 calories each. Now, because they're 10 calories each, if you want to have 1, 2, or 3 of those a day, that's fine. But I would not suggest having more than 3. So if you want to have one mid-morning, and then you want to have one mid-afternoon, and you want to have one in the evening, I don't see a problem with that. That's 30 calories, and in between each one, you have time to burn it off, as long as you're not having other stuff with it. As long as you're not having the Jello and the candy, then it's not very hard to burn off 10 calories. So you should be fine having more than one of those. However, again, consult your doctor. But here's the thing, like if you're working from a couch or a chair, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. Very easily done. Do this for around 2 to 3 minutes consistently. Then you want to move your arms for your necks. And this is just working your waist, and this will burn calories. And watch your time. And you want to do different things. Sitting, if you're one of those people who can't stand up, or you have trouble standing and sitting, then I would not suggest doing that. But things like this, you can work your upper body in a sitting motion. So you want to constantly be moving. You want to constantly, here you go, working from the hips up. Twist, rock. Burning, and again, I will tell you that just burning calories does not build muscle. So if you're looking to build muscle, then you're going to have to figure out and talk to your doctor again, and maybe some kind of physical therapist or training coach or whatever. But you're going to have to figure that out on your own. I did not want to build muscle because I'm a female and I don't want to bulk up. Some women do. Some women want to have a little muscle, and that's fine. That just wasn't for me. It didn't work for me. It wasn't my thing. So again, cut down your portion size, cut down what you have, cut down what you drink. If you can cut the calories completely out of what you drink, I love these things. And I'm not trying to advertise for them, but they are 0 calorie, if you can see that. And this is by Gatorade, and I absolutely love these drinks, guys. Let's see if I can focus it for you. There we go. It's 0 calorie. It's Gatorade's drink, and this one is Glacier Freeze. So, and I get it by the 18 bottle case. So I love these things. You can drink these all day. They are water-based, but they're high in sodium. So if you have high sodium levels, I wouldn't recommend this. But again, talk to your doctor. I love these. I can drink these all day long, and I don't have to worry about sugar, fats, or whatever. And they really taste pretty good. So anyway, again, for those of you who are immobile or have trouble moving as far as standing or even sitting. Even laying in the bed, you can twist, you know, take your arms and put them up here and go this way, go this way. You know, you can find things to do that don't require you sitting or standing. A lot of times, my family will tell you that I will stand in the middle of my living room while watching TV and just kind of pivot back and forth on my feet and do like a walking or a rocking or a, you know, because I'm really into the burning the calories and not building muscle. So if that's what you're into, then that'll work out great for you. But again, guys, I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to be the cause of someone getting hurt because you took my advice. So please, please, I implore you to talk to your doctor, talk to a nutritionist, talk to, you know, someone in the medical field and find out what's going to work for you. Because again, you can be diabetic, you could have heart issues, you could have lung issues. I don't know. I'm not diabetic. I was at one time. I was even on injectable insulin at one time, but I'm not anymore. I don't at this particular time have any health issues, thank goodness. But a lot of it does have to do with the fact that I lost the weight that I did. And I tell you what, I used to have very severe lower back issues. I used to have very severe painful knee issues. I don't anymore. I mean, dropping 110 pounds, which I really feel like I dropped more than that, but all I can actually verify is 110 because like I said, I was at 215 when I started, and once I started documenting, and now I'm down to 120, and I really, you know, I cannot prove, but I'm pretty sure I was at 300 pounds. I mean, I've got pictures of, you know, me being big, and people are like, yeah, you were probably, and I've seen people on 600-pound life that are around 300 pounds, and I was about that size. So I feel comfortable in saying that my total weight loss over those 2 years was about 110 pounds. So, but today I weighed in this morning at 120. So, and like I said, now I fluctuate between 120 and 125 because I can tell you that your weight, unless you constantly do the exact same thing every day, as far as food, as far as exercise, your weight will fluctuate, and that's okay. That's perfectly normal because there are days where I'll have a cookie, and there are days where I don't. And there are days where I do a little bit more motion, and days where I do a little less. So it's perfectly normal to fluctuate between those 5 pounds. You know, some people, they fluctuate between the 10 pounds. So as long as you're not fluctuating 20, 30, 40 pounds, then you're good. But to fluctuate between, you know, 5 and 10 pounds, you know, say you're like 120, if you fluctuate between 120 and 130 or 120 and 125, that's pretty normal. But again, I'm not licensed in anything, so please verify this information with your doctors, because I know a lot of people believe, oh, just because I saw it online, it must be true. Well, I'm here to tell you, everything you find online is not the gospel, and it's not always true. And like, again, what I said, what works for me may not work for you. It may absolutely not work for you, and you may be able to find quicker ways than I did. It took me, I would say, from the very beginning of losing my weight. And like I said, I started losing weight about 6 months before I did my initial weigh-in, because I just, first off, as big as I was, I didn't want to stand on a scale. And secondly, I just didn't want to, admit to myself I was that big, and then I didn't have a home scale at home. So I ended up, I was with my oldest daughter and her husband. I believe we were at Walmart. And what I did was I got on one of those sit scales where you sit and you put your arm in, and it reads your blood pressure and it reads your weight. And I was like, oh, I was so embarrassed. I was like so thankful it didn't read it out loud, because when it said 215, I was like, but then it kind of dawned on me, because I started thinking, well, holy crap, if I'm 215 now, what was I? Because I know, like I said before, like by the time I actually took a weigh-in, I was much bigger. I know and I had lost like 3 pants size within the 6 months before I took the first weigh-in. So I was like, I'm assuming I was around 300 pounds. And then 6 months into it, I did a weigh-in. But again, like I said, I feel comfortable saying that I lost at least 110 pounds. But anyway, today I am 120, and I maintain 120, between 120 and 125 for 3 years now. So I'm really pleased with that, and I feel so much better. And, again, I run out and I grab the candy, the after holiday candies, because I do. I have a candy now and then. I'm human. I'm not going to say that, oh, I only eat vegetables and I only eat, nah, man, no. Don't get me wrong. I love my cottage cheese. I love my vegetables. I love fruit. But every now and then, and I'm not going to lie, I don't have a candy every day. And once in a while, I'll have a bite of whatever my kids are eating. But again, it's only a bite. Now, if you're going to have 5 bites, it will add up. But 1 bite doesn't hurt anybody. So my kids like chocolate milk. I make chocolate milk for them all the time. Maybe 3 times a week, I might have a sip of their chocolate milk. And they literally go through gallons of milk. I'd say they go through about a gallon every 2 days. So, it's... But, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up because it's getting kind of lengthy. But seriously, losing weight is possible, and it's not as hard as you might think. And burning calories is not as hard as you could sit here and watch TV just like I do. And just kind of move the body, and it's really not that hard. It's not that inconvenient. It's not that hard on the body. So, it is what it is, and if you want to lose the weight, do it. And if you don't, then stop bitching and moaning about the aches and pains and being overweight. So anyways, check me out, guys. I'm all over the web. And over on Instagram, I just did a crafting video this morning. So go on over and check that one out. And then on Crafting with Six, I have some other crafting videos. So go check those out, because today is February the 17th. Happy Monday. Happy new week to you. And it is also 10:49 in my world. So have a good rest of the day and a great week, guys.